Okay, so I'm headed to the yards. It's in Ponte Vedra Beach in Sawgrass. It's a golf course, but they also have pickleball courts. And there is a class today at 5:30 that is Pickleball 101. So I'm very much a beginner. I've just played in our neighborhood a few times with John. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot easier than tennis, and it's like the new thing. Let me know if you play pickleball. I'm curious, but I'm going to be meeting my girlfriend Natalia out there. She's going to be doing it with me. Now, the last time I did something like this, like I did it by myself, and I went to go take golf lessons. I took golf lessons at this kind of rundown golf course here. It's called Palm Valley Golf Course, and it was just it was a bad experience. So that's like a story for another day, but I'm just really hoping that the lesson today goes much better. So wish me luck. It was so much fun. Just wrapped up. That hour went by so fast. It was very much a beginner class, which was exactly what I needed. I got her card so that I could hopefully get lessons. There are so many rules, but I had so much fun. I'm glad that I got out of my comfort zone, did something new that I'd never done before. And then also, I'm doing something tomorrow that I've never done before. I decided to hop into the hot tub, and I figured, okay, I can do two things at once, and that is sharing with you this experience that I just had, something that I had never done before, and then we'll get into the real estate video blueprint conference that I went to, because I'm gonna share with you guys my key takeaways. First time, I'd never done this before, but I look so crazy. I went and got cupping done. So I had never done this before, and this is not an educational video on cupping, but I wanted to share with you guys my experience. I've been wanting to go because, one, I was experiencing some back pain, and I just heard it's really good to release toxins, and this is something that can help with that. I didn't really know what to expect. Like I said, I had never been before, and I thought that these glass globes just like sit on your back, you know, that the spots that make the marks, I thought they just stay there and that you're just chilling for 30 minutes. Well, it was a little bit different. So I couldn't see her, obviously, because I'm laying down, so I'm not exactly sure of like the entire process or what she was doing, but I know that she put like oil around the rim of the glass globe, and I believe she lit a match or something, because I heard a match, there was fire. This sounds crazy, but I think she has to put some heat on it, and anyways, puts it on my back, and she gets them all on there, and I thought, okay, she's just gonna leave them on there, I'm just gonna chill, but no, she ended up moving them all around my back. It was like a massage on steroids. It was amazing. She did do like a massage in the beginning for a little bit, and she's really talented. It felt so good. I will tag her information below in the description if you are local and you're looking for a place. They also do massages and acupuncture. I haven't done either there, but the cupping was an amazing experience. So she's moving the cups around. Oh my God, it felt so good. And then she used this tool, which I don't know the name of it, but I think it is this tool that I do have that I use for my face. I'm not describing this well at all, but she was using some type of tool on my back as well. So like she would move the globes like all to one side, and then she was like working on the other side of my back, like with this tool. Oh, it felt so good. And then she would move what was that noise? She would move the globes back to the other side, and then she started like working the other side of my back with this tool. You guys, it felt so good. It was only a 25-minute session. Maybe people do acupuncture and then do cupping after. Not really sure, but I loved it so much. My back looks so crazy. So John doesn't know that I went. So I thought it would be really funny. So he actually flew to Chicago earlier today, and I'm gonna meet him tomorrow. I'm so excited. Anyways, I highly recommend cupping. And now let's get into my key takeaways for the real estate video blueprint. I am running out of the door, so I'm gonna kind of speed through these pretty quickly. I thought I had more time, but I guess I don't. John, I just got off the phone with him. I am flying out this morning to go to Chicago and meet him. He's already there. He's there for work, and I'm kind of coming at the end, like the tail end of the trip, because we want to stay there longer and have a weekend there. But he just called me and he was like, parking was crazy, so I think you should get there earlier. So I'm just gonna run through these key takeaways really quickly. I think it's worth listening to. If you weren't able to make it, let me just give you like a quick rundown. So the brokerage that I'm with, it's called Real Broker, and this event was not put on by the brokerage itself. It was put on by a couple of the agents within the brokerage. So they had a ton of speakers. It was about 300 people there. Not sure if I mentioned this. It was in Houston, Texas. It was a 2-day full event. It was really fun. It was awesome to meet some people that I've connected with on Instagram, and that's like probably my favorite part about these types of trips is being able to connect with people and other realtors. The most inspiring thing is, especially something like this, since I'm in the social media realm, I'm trying to do more videos, trying to have better content, better quality videos, all of that. So it was just really inspiring to be around other real estate agents where like this is important to them. This is a priority for them. They're wanting to like learn and be around those types of people. It's inspiring. I feel like, especially with like video and whatnot, it's just nice to have other people to like run ideas off of, but also to be able to like be inspired by them, by like what they're doing, and realizing that we can all implement the same thing. So let's get into it. This guy, Trey Serrano, I will tag his Instagram below, or anyone that I mentioned, I'll tag their Instagram below. The video blueprint last year, and he shared his numbers, like where he was, like how many transactions, how many sales he was doing, how much content he was putting out on YouTube, on Instagram. And basically in the last year, he literally just was like, I'm going all in. I'm revamping this up. And so he shared his numbers from 2022 and then where he's at today, and literally everything tripled. It was really cool to see. But here are 3 things that he did differently. 1, he got over himself. That's huge, right? We're all in our heads. Like I was even in my head this morning about doing this video. I'm like, okay, I'm running late. I'm not really gonna get ready until I get to Chicago. So like not looking great. I'm wearing this Adidas t-shirt, not showing up very professional for this, but I was like, you know what? No one gives a shit, right? I don't think you guys really care. So we just had to get over ourselves. And that was the first thing that he mentioned, was he got over himself and he hired a videographer. So he wanted to do more content. He wanted to do more YouTube videos. And so he ended up bringing somebody on his team full-time, a full-time videographer, which I feel like makes sense because getting these professional videos done, like it's not cheap. And sometimes if you have somebody on like a retainer, that videographer knows that they're going to get a certain amount, they're going to have constant business from this person, then you might be able to like work out some type of deal with them that makes better financial sense for you versus like hiring different contractors, hiring a one-off person to do these videos for you, work out some sort of deal. You know what I mean? Knowing that this person knows like they're gonna get this business. Okay, I hope that made sense. So first thing, got over himself and hired a videographer. Second thing, he went all in on YouTube. And I think that's what you have to do. Like pick a platform and go all in with very, very consistent, good content. The third thing that he did was he obsessed over his audience. Like it is not about you, not about you. And that was really, emphasized this entire conference was like, it is about your audience. It's about like literally taking the time to think about who is your ideal client? What do they need to know? What questions are they asking you? And putting out content, putting out that value to your ideal client and really obsessing about who your audience is and catering content towards them, whatever that looks like. So number one, got over himself, hired a videographer. Number two, went all in on YouTube. Number three, obsessed over his audience. When it comes to trying something new, someone mentioned try, fail, analyze, and adjust. Like, I love that. Try, fail, analyze, and adjust. Try, fail, analyze, and adjust. It's okay to fail. I feel like you have to be trying new things that you're gonna be thinking, I don't know if this is going to be successful. You have to do these things to get yourself out of your comfort zone, to try new things, and ultimately have to try new things to figure out if that thing is going to be successful, that's going to make us successful. So like, for example, let's say like you're extremely nervous about video, you're so scared to put yourself on video, it's totally out of your comfort zone, but just think about what if you showed up on video and your business exploded and you were a successful real estate agent that became financially stable, financially free, you're able to provide for your family, you're able to put money in savings, you're able to invest and put money into retirement and live the life that you want and go on vacation and not have to worry about your business. Like, just constantly thinking about what if with this thing that you try. Like, you might be scared, you might be worried that you're gonna fail, but you don't know until you do it and you get out of your comfort zone and you try. And like, I feel as though like a recent, I talked about the team in a previous video, which let me know if you have more questions about that. Like about me starting the team, about how things ended with the team. I wasn't sure if like I really explained it super well, but I feel like that was like a recent failure, I guess you could say, of my own, where as I was in it, as I was going through it, and as I knew for a while, like, this is not going the way that I'm wanting it to go. This is failing. This is not what I want to be doing, and I want to change, and I want to pivot. I want to move into, doing something else. That feeling when you are in it, it sucks. It really sucks. You do not feel good about yourself. It does not feel good to fail. So I feel as though like when you're in it, it's hard to be like, okay, yeah, I tried it, failed. I analyzed it. Now let's adjust. Like, it's so much easier said than done. But anytime I think about things that I have failed at in my life, I always, can see it now that I went through that for that reason, or I learned XYZ from that experience, whatever the case is there. And, with the team not working out, like, I would always be curious, like, what if I started that team and, like, what if I ended up loving it, or like I lost out on this opportunity to do a team. I probably would always be thinking like, oh, I wish I would have tried it. I know for a fact I would have. So I'm glad that I did. I learned so much about myself through that process. I learned so much about my business through that process and what I truly wanted to focus on. And I feel so much happier on the other side not having the team anymore. So I feel as though I stayed in it longer than I should have because I was worried about failure, but everything happens for a reason. And so anyways, this person mentioned try, fail, analyze, and adjust. Maybe you needed to hear this today. So Tom Ferry took the stage. Some of the speakers I did not love, and I don't think it's like any type of representation of them. Like, when you're putting on an event like this for 300 agents, everybody's on different levels. We're all in different phases of our business. We're all running our businesses differently. So I think like the people who put on the event, they did a great job. And oh my gosh, I know how much work it is. And I feel like they did an amazing job. The speakers, I think they brought on amazing speakers. But I think with any conference that you go to that's just like back-to-back speakers, like you're just gonna resonate with other people more than others. And it's just because of the simple fact of like different personalities or different ways that people do their business. It's very interesting to learn about, even if it's not like how you want to implement in your business. So some of the speakers, like I wasn't a huge fan of, not that they weren't good speakers or they didn't provide valuable content. It just wasn't resonating with me at the time. I was actually a little disappointed by Tom Ferry's presentation, but like I said, I think that maybe it just wasn't resonating with me at this time in my life, because I have seen him speak before and it was amazing. But the one thing that I did take away from him was he did give some like texting and email scripts, and I would love to know what your thoughts are on this. So he was talking a lot about how like texting works, emailing works. If you work, you could email this or you could text this. Hi, let's say Jimmy. Hi Jimmy, I was thinking about you today. I bet you're like me and curious about how the recent bank failures have impacted your home's value. Would you like an equity review? So he shared this so that you could text or email this. And here's another one. Hey Jimmy, could you finish this sentence for me? If I could sell my home for X, I would list my home this spring. I can't wait to hear your response. So he showed a lot of examples of real estate agents sending this and them having amazing results. To me, it did not resonate. I was like, I am not going to be texting past clients sphere. Hi, I was thinking about you today. I bet you're like me and curious about how the recent bank failures have impacted your home's value. Would you like an equity review? To me, like that sounds salesy. It's not for me. I definitely believe in like texting and emailing. And I'll read the second one again. Hey Jimmy, could you finish the sentence for me? If I could sell my home for X, I would list my home this spring. I can't wait to hear your response. Like, maybe I would send something like that, but I almost feel as though like this sounds like a mass text. Hey Jimmy, could you finish the sentence for me? So I like the idea. I think like for me, like I would want to incorporate some of those things, but I would need to rework it to where I would want to like cater each text message for each person, because it's a relationship business and the people that at least I would be texting are past clients, friends, and stuff like that. So I like the idea, so I wanted to share it with you, but I don't love some of the verbiage with it. Okay. He also shared a website, which I'm curious if anyone knows about. It's propertyradar.com, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. I went to their website to go look at it. He was talking about it, Tom Ferry, propertyradar.com, and it looked like as though you could go to this website and look at who the homeowners are and how much potential equity that they have. I felt like, okay, it looks similar than like looking up a property on the property appraiser site for that county. And just looking up their address, 123 Main Street. Like I thought it looked like the same thing, but since he mentioned it, I was interested in inquiring on it, and I'm curious to know if any of my real estate agents have experience with this website. Chelsea Pites. Super great presentation. I think she has an awesome personality. She created like a full-on PowerPoint presentation and had a couple really good stories. And I think like my big takeaway from that was like she's a storyteller, and you have to do this, I feel. And she made notes of, where do I have it on here? She made some notes of like why this is beneficial to do, like to have these Instagram stories. Is stories convert because it's in real time, it's relatable, and perceived authenticity. I don't know why I can't say that. She had mentioned like being on Instagram stories often and storytelling, and stories convert because it's in real time, relatable, and it's perceived as authentic. You can sell without selling, like almost like always, tell me you're in real estate without telling me you're in real estate. Like you don't have to be like in front of a house like, hey, I'm a realtor, doing Instagram stories and buy or sell a house with me. Like, no. It's like the exact opposite of what you want to do. But she really elaborated on being a storyteller. So there's a really good book. She didn't mention this, but I've read it before. What is the name of it? I'll insert it here. Like if you're wanting to show up on Instagram stories and you're wanting to like figure out, okay, how the heck do I storytell? I think that's a really good book to read. So here's an example. People are always sharing real estate agents for sale, just listed, just sold posts, right? And it's like, no one gives a shit about that. But if you share the story behind it, and I know I personally gotten great engagement when I'm on my Instagram story, I'm talking about it, I'm creating more lengthy captions when I'm doing the post. Like, sure, share a photo of the house, but also share a photo of you guys at closing or some type of content that you have with these people. And then share in the caption, like how you guys met, how was the process? Was this a first time home buyer? How were you able to like hold their hand through the process? Like what did you do for this person, for your client that provided value, and share the experience that they had. And you could come on Instagram stories, you could talk about this. Quick tips of things that she mentioned. Every reel cover, having it have a title description. So I've never done that before. So that's something I'm definitely going to incorporate. She only posts twice a week, but she does show up on Instagram stories very often. She's adding closed captions. She's doing verbal hooks, visual hooks, and doing call to actions. Okay, last person that I want to chat about, because he was my absolute favorite speaker and I definitely think you should go follow on Instagram, and that is Tyler Haspin, and I'll add his Instagram handle below. So he creates these super quick videos on Instagram and has had huge success. Okay, I kind of felt like, okay, in order to do these like videos of these homes and to make it interesting, like I would have to hire a videographer. He does not do that. I even bought a drone because I'm like, oh, I have to get all these like really cool drone shots, and he does not do that. Let me share with you guys his process because it's the simplest thing ever. So he has a gimbal, the DJI gimbal for your iPhone. So he's using his iPhone to get the content, not a fancy camera. I just ordered the DJI gimbal. It's in a box. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But yeah, so he just uses this DJI gimbal for his video tours. Now, he did buy something in addition, but I don't feel like it's necessary. I'm not buying it right now. We'll see how these videos go. But I wanted to make sure that I mentioned it because it's pretty freaking cool. And it's the, what is it? The Insta Stick 360. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Let me Google it. Insta 360 camera. Insta 360 selfie camera. It's on Amazon. And I want to say it's $440 is what I'm seeing. I believe. I thought when I looked it up before, I thought it was $600, but I think it's about $500. Okay, and YouTube this because I'm not gonna be able to have enough time to explain it to you right now, but it's an extremely long stick, like a super long selfie stick, okay? Like envision super long tripod. And at the end is this special camera. And basically it's like, it just gives this massive view of everything in the screen. And it almost kind of has like a fisheye look on the edges. And I think what's really cool about it is that it's a different type of video image than like something like this, than me going out and doing a video. But the thing about it is like you don't see the stick in the video. I don't know how, but you don't see the stick. So it almost looks like someone is far away recording you. And you could hold it like to your, like down here, or not with your arm super high. Sorry, I'm sitting, I'm trying to explain this, but you could hold it like behind you, and then the camera's like way behind you, recording you walking. So it's pretty interesting. I think you should look it up. And I've seen some cool things what he had done. Like he went and did outside of a condo building. So he was able to just get like these massive views that I feel like normally you would need a drone with. So I don't know, something to look into. For right now, I'm just using the DJI gimbal that I have not unboxed yet. But when I get back from Chicago, I definitely will. And I want to say that was $130 on Amazon. I will link it below for you. So make it super quick and you can see the one that I got. Let me get back to Tyler's key takeaways. His session, like I said, was the best. Quick recap on Tyler. Literally my favorite key takeaways I'm sharing with you right now. He was the best. Recap, super quick videos that he does on Instagram, these video tours of homes. And like I said, he has the gimbal and the Insta stick, but honestly, you could use your iPhone to start. So this is how he does this video. You can go to his Instagram and check him out, but just to give you a brief overview, he's standing in front of the home and he's getting the background in the video. Super quick hook, no intro of like, hi, I'm Stevie Hahn with a real broker in Jacksonville, Florida. None of that. Super, super quick hook. And he's doing a tour of the main features all in one take. So when he gets to the house, he does a quick tour, turns on the lights, opens up the blinds, figures out what are the main features of the home that I want to feature. He does it in front of the house. He's like, hey, this is what he says typically, is like, hey, this is what you can get for 1.5 million in St. Johns County. And then he does a quick little tour of the house and he fast forwards the video. So it's super fast, 2x, 3x, good stuff. So it's super quick, straight to the point. His videos are typically a minute, and the longest video that he's done is 1.5 minutes. So he's using CapCut to edit the videos and he's adding captions. So as he's doing like a tour of the home, like he's really coming up with some good things to mention, like what it's actually like to live here, like talking about the experience versus in like, oh, check out this open floor plan or 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Like he's getting creative. And I think that you have to do that. So you could, what he does, you'll see, is that he's just doing a voiceover later of the content that he did. So he's doing a voiceover, but he's adding the closed captions to the screen. Okay, he's recording in 4K, and I don't know, it's like 4K.60. I have it on my phone. When you go to like video, there's a way for you to edit the multiple different options. I believe it's on the right-hand corner. And so yeah, I have it on 4K, and I want to say it's 60 seconds per minute. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the verbiage of what it's for, but okay. He uses Canva and to create the thumbnail for the reel cover. So just like what Chelsea mentioned about having title descriptions, he is creating a thumbnail for the reel in Canva and adding a title to it. One last thing that I'll mention, and I am so sorry to be rushing through this, but maybe you like that it's fast and like straight to the point. Let me know below in the comments. But the last thing that I'll mention is another agent who was a speaker. He talked a lot about video messages where he does use BombBomb, but he also talked about how he'll just send videos on his iPhone where he's going through and sending birthday messages. So instead of happy birthday on Facebook, he's actually sending them a clip of a quick birthday. And it's like so he's sending them like a quick video wishing them a happy birthday. And it's personalized. It's not just a generic one that he's sending to everybody. He is mentioning, you know, things that he's seen on their profile or bringing up old times or something that you do actually know about them. He's talks about sending check-in videos with the client, like giving them like little recaps of what is going on with the transaction. Videos even to agents on the other side that their offer didn't get accepted, which I thought was funny, where like, let's say you have a listing, you get 20 offers, you know, you can only accept one. So there's 19 people that you have to email and let them know. And he's sending a video message. I don't think they're probably personalized when you have that many, but I just made up a number, 19. But he's sending a video to the agent on the other side. Videos, oh, okay, so also videos for, let's say you've connected with someone on Instagram, sending them a video message. They followed you, they've been liking your stuff, or you've been chit-chatting a little bit, like just taking it that extra step and making it personal and sending them a video message is what he's doing. He gives these video messages credit to his success in his business. So I thought it was interesting and that I would share it with you. Okay, I know I am rushing through this so fast. I hope it was beneficial for you. Let me know below in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or ideas for future topics, let me know. See you on the next one.